Today I'm here through Right Creative Factory, which is where I help people with creative business development, what I like to call business with a wink. Because just because it's a not creative business doesn't mean you don't need to add creative elements in your marketing, in the way that you engage with customers, in the way that you create your signage, your logo. All businesses need an element of creativity, and for some people that creativity doesn't come naturally. So that's why I have Right Creative Factory to help everybody have a dash of creativity within their business, brand, event, projects, special venture, whatever it is. So let's get started with today's topic. Today's topic is birthed from my first semi-viral video, which is at 22,000 views now. And the success of it is because I wasn't afraid to reach out to demographics that may not have been the obvious choice to reach out to, and how it can benefit you. So I wanted to come by and give just a couple of tips in two sections. One, creative ways to find your customer or audience. And then the second part will be creative ways to connect with your customer audience. So at any time, if you have any questions, please drop them below. Say hi. Even if it's on the replay, I'll come back and check. So the first thing I wanted to address is creative ways to find your audience. And this is so important for any type of business because there's like thousands of people that are doing the same type of business. And people always say what makes the difference is your level of service, your quality of product, which is absolutely true. But sometimes before they even get to look at that, what will make a difference in you and the other person that is selling real estate is your packaging. Your creativity will stand out and make them want to take a second look. So it's important to pay attention to how creative you are with presenting yourself. And the first thing I want to speak about is creative ways to find your audience. My biggest tip is, unless your brand is super specific, like for instance FUBU, For Us by a Black made clothes for Black people, because that was not always common. And so if your target audience is Black Americans or the whole diaspora, then by all means just focus on that. But if you have a brand that you are wanting to connect with more people that you're connecting to, one of the things that can be limiting you is being super specific, putting all of your focus of how you connect or where you're finding your audience and your market in one arena. And my biggest tip I could give is, don't assume. Think outside of the box. Don't assume. For instance, don't assume that, okay, if you sell makeup or skincare products, or if you do makeup, you're a makeup artist, that your audience should just be like the girly girl, should just be women in their 20s and 30s, because you could be missing out on a total other group of women, group of people, group of men that may be interested in what you have to offer. And for instance, say you go into a party and you're going around networking, meeting people, and you say, oh, look at that girl, she looks very fashionable, her makeup looks great, I can see that she gets her makeup done, let me focus on her, or her and her friends the entire night. And then there's a girl maybe on the other side of the room that you saw her or you shook hands with her and she said that she's a mechanic. And you think, oh gosh, mechanic girl, she's not going to be interested in my product, so let me spend all my energy over here tonight. And even if you wanted to spend the primary time in a specific audience, for all you know, this girl that is a mechanic, even though her aesthetic initially isn't girly girl, for all you know, when she has time to go out on a date or here or there, she may like been wanting to get a little more dressed up. She may even be wanting a makeover. And just to assume that a certain type of girl is going to be the only girl that would be interested in makeup could be a detriment to your business. So don't assume who your customer is, and don't always go for the obvious choice. Would be my biggest tip with that. And my example of that is the video that led to me doing this live. It was dancing and singing and being silly. So I would assume, oh, just like younger people would like it, or oh, just people that are into dance and singing would like it, and not connecting with people another way. Okay, I'm dancing and singing and playing around, but I'm doing it as a shipped delivery worker. So why not see if other delivery workers can appreciate me singing and dancing around? And because I did that, now this video has 22,000 views. So do not assume, don't limit, don't box in. Think out of the box when it comes to creating more lanes for yourself and whatever your business, product, event is. Don't assume what people would and wouldn't want to come to your event. This is so important. I can't stress it enough. Another example, say you cut lawns. You know, you have a landscaping business or something like that. And you would assume, oh, homeowners that are a little bit on the older side that can't get out and cut the lawn themselves, that's who I'm going to focus on. I'm going to put all my marketing energy, all of my networking into like homeowners that are like 40 and up. But for all you know, there could be someone in the younger age group that maybe they don't have a lot of time and they would be interested in having that service, or they're helping with their parents' life and they would want to hire your service to go to their parents' house. But if you never take the time to reach out and creatively connect with that demographic, then you could be missing out on a whole area of business. So that's super, super important. The other thing, other than just, you know, putting your focus outside of your demographic that you would normally focus on, is find something else that you and your marketer demographic have in common, other than the actual product or the obvious choice. And reach out to people in that. Facebook groups, I think, are super underutilized. Facebook groups that have like a certain interest. I did a video, actually the one that this poster is for, Ladies Night Out Through the Decades. And when we shot it, after it was done, instead of just sharing with my friends and family, I was like, okay, well, one of the songs that we danced to in this video is Aretha Franklin. So I joined several, I love the 70s, I love the 80s, and even Aretha Franklin fan pages. And once I joined, I shared the video, and I was like, hey, check out this video. One of the dances we do in here is to Aretha Franklin. And so just like that, my engagement and reach increased just that much more because I didn't limit myself to who would or wouldn't be interested in this video. So that's just another example. So let's just say you're a stylist and you've been a stylist for a while, so now you're into mentoring stylists. And so you just reach out to stylists, and that's it. But say you're a stylist, but you also like to sew. Well, have you ever considered that you may not be the only person out there that is a stylist that also enjoys sewing? So instead of just connecting with stylists, and sorry, I am legit on call again. So instead of just connecting with stylists, why not interact with some sewers or seamstresses, as they're called? Because there may be some in there that either are styling also or want to get into styling. But if you're like stylist, and you don't think of any other connection that you could find with a potential customer, you're limiting yourself. So put your normal ideas out of your brain and think bigger. Think bigger, and I think it could really open up some other leads to business for you all. The biggest question you could ask is, where else can I find my customer or target audience other than the obvious place? And give it a try. Don't assume where your customer is, like I said, unless you're very specific. Like obviously, if you sell burgers, you wouldn't be putting all your energy towards marketing towards vegans, because that is like a specific lifestyle choice. But on the flip side, if you sell vegan products, don't limit your audience to vegans, because there may be some non-vegans or carnivores that are interested in going vegan. And if you never take the time to say, hey, try this, you like it, then you can be limiting yourself by putting all of your energy into marketing to people that are already vegan. So that is number one. Creative ways to find your audience. The second area I wanted to share is care and drops of knowledge is creative ways to connect with your customer. So you went out the box, you found customers in places that maybe you weren't automatically assuming you would. And so what is a way you can connect with them, your current or your past customers? My suggestion, strong suggestion, is entertainment or emotion. Put you in whatever you're trying to say. I've said it once, I said it again. People fall in love with a person and then they are interested in whatever you have to offer, whatever your product is, whatever your service is. Like, they need to feel like they're connecting with you first, a sense of trust or a sense of connection with you. And if you're just, hi, my name is Tiffany, I sell real estate. I think I'd be great to sell you real estate. Give me a call. Like, anybody can say that. Literally anybody can say that. Since I'm a creative, I always think of a way to put a twist on it, a wink, you know? And you don't have to be a creative person to appreciate creativity. And so, in addition to that, I would say don't be afraid to be corny. Like, y'all know that's more my avatar, you know, being corny and quirky or whatever. But there's nothing wrong with a little corner. People like showing a hint of not taking yourself too seriously, not being easily embarrassed, not being able to, you know, laugh or, you know, not be so serious, you know, be a little silly. If that is naturally part of your personality and you're hiding it when you're talking about your brand or your business or what have you, you're doing yourself a disservice, because people like to see who you are when you were talking about your brand. Like, you don't have to, like, totally code switch and like be all whatever, because if that's part of who you are, you need to be at least a hint of that at all times. I can't stress that enough. I actually set up a little experiment for myself as giving a way to give you examples of how you can put a piece of yourself or something that you're interested in along with whatever your brand is. Oh, let me get it. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes and point because I didn't get to cut it up like I wanted to. So I am going to close my eyes and point to a interest or hobby, and then I'm going to close my eyes and point to a business, and I'm going to, on the spot, suggest a way that you could use that interest or hobby creatively when you're presenting your business. So here we go. Makeup. Okay, makeup. And then the other column, likes to cook. Okay. So you're a makeup artist or you sell makeup and you like to cook. How could you creatively incorporate the fact that you like to cook into talking about your makeup? Okay, I got it. So, say you do tutorials and you also enjoy cooking. Instead of just doing a standard regular tutorial where you're just silent doing the makeup with the music, why not put it in a real life scenario? A lot of people maybe are making dinner for their kids before the babysitter comes over so they can go out on a date with the hubby, and they need to multitask. Maybe you could do a tutorial in a real life situation like you would have, and you could do the tutorial where you're doing the makeup and then you're stepping over and stirring the food and then coming back, and it's movements now. It's a real life scenario, like, you know what, that be me. I be trying to get my makeup done in between getting ready to get out the door or getting ready to cook myself or my family breakfast or dinner. So you're showcasing, hey, I'm interested in cooking, and so somebody else that is interested in cooking but also has to do their makeup can see that video, and it may pull their attention a little bit quicker than just a standard makeup video tutorial where you're just standing there. And they've also got to know a little bit more about you and get to see a little bit more of your personality other than just standing there. Okay? Another twist on that is, if you're not a makeup artist, but say you sell makeup, you could wear the makeup you sell while you're cooking, and then show, you know, say you're testing something with the spoon, you could like turn the spoon and say, see, this makeup is Stay Long. You know, that's another good reason to use my brand. You can stir your food, taste it, and your makeup still doesn't come off. So that's the creative way. All right, let's do another one. Realtor. Okay. All right. And the other column, a hobby. Dance. Okay. Okay. So you are a realtor, real estate broker, what have you. You sell houses and you also enjoy dance. Okay, that was actually a lot easier. So say you're making a listing video, a virtual tour video of the property that you're trying to sell. Instead of just doing a regular video where you're just walking around talking about it, blah, 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 what have you, maybe you could dance around the home. That would definitely get a lot more attention than a regular listing video, because they're getting to see you dance around, you know. Maybe you do an arabesque on the arm of the sofa, and then you show how it's staged, or in the empty master bedroom. You're like, look, I can do 5 chaînés across this floor, and so you can see how big this master is. And you will be grabbing people that also like to dance or the arts, and also standing out from the standard virtual tour videos. And like I said, people appreciate when you put you into whatever you are presenting to them. Let me put my notes back up. So that is a creative way to connect with your customer. Another creative way, and I don't want to get too into this one because I'm going to do a follow-up tutorial talking about how to put creativity into a logo. Because one of the things I do is I help people brainstorm ideas for a logo that they want to take to a graphic designer. And then if they decide they want me to do it, I can do it. Because that's a separate company. But another example is with business names. Infuse creativity into them. If, again, you're a person that you are a lively person in real life, there's no reason you should not incorporate that liveliness into whatever your business name is. Businesses do it all the time. One of the ones that I love, because I love their food, is Nothing Bundt Cakes. They could have just said Angela's Cake Shop. And that's perfectly fine. But they specifically have bundt cakes. And so a way for them to communicate to their audience, we don't sell anything but bundt cakes, is Nothing Bundt Cakes. Because bunt and butt sound very similar. And so that's very clever. So that's a really good example. There's a place up here in Savannah that got real creative with their business name. And their business is called Stoner Pizza. So obviously they like to get stoned. And hey, again, whoever you are, whoever you authentically are, put that into it. And so they did. And not only is the name Stoner Pizza, but they've infused different things about getting stoned into the names of their pizzas and desserts. They have cookies that they sell. They're called half-baked cookies. And so, again, that gives people opportunity to want to take a second look, like, oh, well, you don't hear that every day. You don't see that every day. That's really kind of interesting. Let me take another look at what they're talking about. And I've done it myself, even with the company I'm talking about now, where I do business creative development, creative business development. I could have said Tiffany's creative business development firm, but that's not me. I'm a little bit more, So I called it the Wright Creative Factory, because Wright is a play on words. My last name is Wright. Miss Wright, I know you've been looking for me. Just kidding, but I'm not. And the other part of that is Right, because I'm the right choice to help you with your business creative development needs. And I call it a factory because my brain works that way. You input an idea, and like a factory, it churns out creative suggestions and brainstorming for you. And so that was my way of putting a wink on my business name. Same thing with Tiggy's Office, where I help people with, people that DIY plan events and just need help with random things within them planning the event themselves. I call it Tiggy's Office, and I could have just said, Tiffany's DIY event concierge service. That could have been perfectly fine. But because I like to show that I'm a little bouncy in my personality and my nature, and people have always called me Tiggy because I collect Tigger items, and because I'm bouncy and have a perky personality like Tigger the Tiger, I called it Tiggy's Office because it's my place where I work, but it's a lively virtual office, and it puts my name into the brand because one of my nicknames is Tiggy. So the takeaway for all of that, oh good, and it's right now at 30 minutes. The takeaway from all that is the beautiful thing about owning something or it being your idea or your baby is you make the rules. You spent all your life working for others or working under others or being an independent contractor for somebody else's thing. If this is your thing, you get to make the rules. It's your chance to be you because it's totally you. It's a representation of you and the brand is you. So don't be afraid to go there. Have fun with figuring out how you're going to market or network your business or introduce your business to people. People do respond to putting creativity into your brand. I really hope this helped. I enjoyed sharing it and sharing what worked for me. Oh, there was another example I was supposed to give, but I'm not going to worry about it. So again, if you're watching this later, let me know if this helped you at all. Let me know what you would like to hear me talk about next. I do plan to at some point talk about putting creativity into your business logo. And I will catch you on the next live. And thank you for entertaining me. Bye.